Yep, and another one. Manchester City have signed Angelino back from PSV. The local boy, or not local boy, the academy boy comes back to Manchester City. He comes back home, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this transfer. Seriously, I'm absolutely buzzing. And I'm also buzzing for Unibet sponsoring this channel. Unibet, thank you very much. Absolutely awesome. As you noticed in my Rodri video, the one where I confirmed the news of the Atletico Madrid bid, they're sponsoring this channel now. Thank you very much. It's an excellent blog. Go check it out. Loads of very good writers writing loads of transfer reports on a daily basis there, including some people I know, like Stephen Tudor from the Daisy Cutter, has written loads of great things down there. So go check it out in the link in the description below. Link in the too excited by all the Angelino news. Go check it out. It's really good. I promise you. Now I'll let you on to a little disclaimer. I'm actually pre-recording this video because I'm a smart ass well before City announce it, but I know they're going to announce it, so I'm doing it right now. As I'm recording this, it's Wednesday at 5:30. Rodri's just been confirmed by Atletico Madrid, so this is our second signing. City haven't officially dropped the Rodri thing yet, or maybe they have, depending when you watch it, but not when I'm recording it. And City get Angelino, and honestly, I've said it on Twitter a few times, I've said it before, but I'm so excited by this transfer. I'm so genuinely excited. And do you know why I'm excited? Because it means so much more than most transfers. It's interesting, it's fun, it's emotional, it's nostalgic, it's proof that the system works. It's just about everything that I want from a transfer. Now, obviously, if you watch this channel and you follow me on Twitter, you know that in general, I'm a big advocate of youth development. I'm a big advocate of integration. And I feel some players could have got more of a chance at the club. One player that I always defended and always said was excellent was Angelino. I said when he left a year ago, and I got a lot of stick on Twitter for this, that one day he'll be back at one of Europe's big clubs, because I know he has the ability, the work rate and all that kind of stuff to be at Manchester City. And what I love about this, it proves, and I'll get onto all the other stuff about style of the play and all that kind of stuff in a bit, and the fee and whatever is below me, but this proves that the system works, that we can get players in through the academy directly, like Phil Foden can go straight from the academy into the first team, and someone like, I don't know, Eric Garcia could do the same. Or they could go out on loan, and will be sold, and then actually come back. What this shows is that his hard work, his endeavour, his energy over in PSV, City were actually paying attention, and they've actually come good on those promises. It shows that it does actually mean something, that players can actually get a chance. Now imagine if you're a young lad at the academy and think, oh, I'm going to get sold, I'm never going to play for City. You look at Angelino and go, actually, he showed that we can actually come back if we get this buyback. We can actually get a chance if we prove that we're good enough. Or you can look at Phil Foden and go, we can actually get straight into the first team. All of a sudden next season, we could have 2 academy players playing for our first team. And how good does that sound regularly? Oh, it goes from the academy being questioned 12 months ago to all of a sudden being a massive success. And I love that. I absolutely love it emotionally. It's exciting. It shows that there's potential for players to grow and then come back. And it shows that you have got a great Manchester City, even if you leave the club. It's just great. It's so much fun. On to the fee. Well, as I'm recording this video, it's not been announced. Some people are saying around 12 million. Some people are saying 5.3 million. What I actually think has happened is that maybe PSV had a bit left to pay from when they signed him a year ago. We've taken that off and we paid around 5 million. So essentially, PSV have got about 5-6 million net, and City have essentially paid PSV a little bit of money to go and develop a player for a year and got him back on the cheap, which is no big deal at all. If someone said to a club that will pay you 5-6 million to go and loan your player and get him better ready for the first team for a year, you'd say that in a heartbeat, knowing that he'd come back and be ready. Well, what's the difference here? It's a good deal. It's a fantastic deal. PSV have got loads of money for basically just developing a player for 1 year, which they'll be happy with, and City have got a player back who was better than he was 12 months ago, ready for the first team squad. This to me is an absolute success and a validation of that system. And also the fee, it's just a bargain. It's an absolute bargain. One of the best young left backs in world football. He's that good, genuinely. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's definitely, he's an exciting, attacking 22-year-old fullback, and we've got him for such a dramatically cheap fee. When you look at what players go for now, I think the target guy has gone to Southampton for like 14 million. Yeah. It's ridiculous. The fee is an absolute bargain, basically. On to his style of play. I've loved watching Angelino since the first time I saw him for the academy teams. What I saw then was this almost young, like Jordi Alba-esque bulldozing left back who played with so much heart. Not just skill, heart and desire. Pace, snapping into tackles, getting forward, running up and down like the Duracell bunny. Absolute boundless energy and enthusiasm. Honestly, he never stops running. And that's what I love about him. He also has this wicked left foot. He can just whip across him pretty much as good as anyone. He can get forward, he's fast, he can run past people, he can finish as well. I once watched him for the EDS play from left back and score a hat-trick. He got forward quite heavily, I'm not going to lie, he was bombing forward a lot, but I saw him finish as good as most strikers. He's a very technically astute midfielder, very capable of stepping into midfield, very capable of being useful in a number of positions. I'm pretty certain if you told him once in a cup game when the numbers are down a little bit, play as a number 8 and kind of like get forward and defend and whatever, he'd be more than capable. What Guardiola does love is intelligent footballers, and I think Angelino showed last year when he was just before he left Manchester City, and I think he showed during pre-season games and showed a little bit in his first season of Guardiola that he is actually an intelligent footballer. He just wasn't quite ready then, and Guardiola basically said to him, go out, go and improve and whatever on loan. Eventually they sold him, but maybe he would have said then, maybe I'm just guessing, maybe he would have said, go and prove that you're good enough and maybe you can come back to Manchester City. Guardiola appreciates intelligent players. We would not be signing him back at all if he wasn't good enough for Manchester City, and he is. He's not perfect. There are some very valid question marks about his defending. That is totally and utterly fair. But what we do get is a player who's intelligent, who's willing to learn, who's willing to work very hard, and is technically very, very astute. He doesn't give the ball away. He has pace. He has desire. And even though he's not massive, he's not exactly tiny either. You look at someone like Robertson at Liverpool, he's probably the best left back in the world at the moment, if we're being humble enough. He's 5'10" and 141 pounds. Angelino's 5'9" and 152 pounds. It's an inch difference, and Angelino's actually stockier. So if Robertson's big enough for the Premier League, so is Angelino. I'm sure he'll improve defensively. He's only 22. You look at some of the best attacking fullbacks in world football. Marcelo couldn't defend for shite when he was at the same age, and that's true. I'm not saying he'll reach those levels, but he is getting better. Players do improve, and sometimes what they're worth going forward somehow cancels out what they're worth, but what they are defensively. I also remember watching him in the Champions League against Spurs, against Barcelona. I think it was Inter as well. And he was just fantastic, so tenacious, so full of energy. He was driving PSV forward. He was absolutely fantastic. And once again, he stood out again and again and again for PSV. A fantastic player, and I'm so happy with him. I think he'll fit in perfectly. In terms of his actual position and all that kind of stuff, well, he's a left back. Let's be honest. He is a left back. He's going to be challenging Zinchenko and Mendy. He's very, very comfortable, I'm sure, in a left wing back role. So if you want someone to have the energy to get forward, he is your man on that front. I do maintain, as I said before, they could be useful in the midfield if we are short of numbers. I'm talking about a crisis scenario here, but he does have the all-round game to actually be useful as a squad member. He's useful, I'm sure, in a cup game you might see him at left wing or something like that because he has the ability for it. He's just a very good footballer. He's going to be playing left back. Let's be honest, but he's also going to be useful in a number of positions, and that's what I love about him. He brings versatility. Can you just see how excited I am by his transfer, by the way? I'm just buzzing. It's just such an emotional transfer, and I love it. But in terms of his squad status, I think he'll know that he's coming back to compete with Zinchenko and Mendy, and Mendy, if he's fit, is going to be first choice. But, Zinchenko could maybe be reared as some kind of long-term successor for Fernandinho alongside Rodri, because Zinchenko has played as a number 6 for Ukraine. Even though it's been in a double pivot, he has played there a bit. And Zinchenko could just once again accept that he's got a bit of a challenge to get into this team. Basically, Angelino, he'll know that he's been bought as a backup measure in case Mendy gets very, very injured, but he's going to have to believe in his own ability. And I'm sure in 12 months' time, if he hasn't got any game time at all, he'll probably just leave again. But he knows right now he's good enough and he won't get a chance again to play under Guardiola around the first team. So he's taking that. So his squad status, it won't be a first team regular, but he'll be a squad rotation player. And I think he'll appreciate that. And I think he understands that, but I don't really care. Using someone like Angelino as a squad rotation player, one of our own who actually gets it, that is really, really important to me. And it's important as well to the fans, it's important to the players, it's important to the academies to show it. I think he understands his position, and I think there's nothing wrong with having someone who gets where he is. In terms of stats, not quite stats, but you can only look at the fact that he's been in the Eredivisie, I think it's 2 seasons in a row now as a left back. Once at NEC Breda and once at PSV. It just shows you how consistent he is as a footballer. He's had a very nomadic career, admittedly. Obviously he had the NEC Breda loan, Mallorca loan in the second tier. Girona was a write-off, did quite well when he was dead young at New York, but he's finally found his form and his feet, and he actually made more accurate crosses from open play than any other player in the Eredivisie last season. 51. The boy can cross. In terms of actual all-round stats, he played 34 games last season. He got 1 goal and 9 assists. That's 9 assists in 34 games and have an average rating on who scored of 7.55. Man of the matches. He also won 4 Rookie of the, what was it called? Let me find it. It was like Rookie of the Month awards or something like that when he was at NEC Breda. So basically, he just impresses. He impresses with his energy. He impresses with his attitude. He impresses going forward. He's just a very, very good player and very capable of playing for City. He only got, I think it was like 6 assists as well. 6 assists and 3 goals in his season for any Super Raider, the one before last. He also got an assist, by the way, in the Champions League, so 10 assists last season. Think how many he could get playing for Manchester City. I looked at the highlights from his videos and whatever from last year, and the amount of chances that went wasted because no one was around to convert it. He's so good at going forward. He keeps the ball. His pass completion isn't like, it isn't perfect if we're being totally honest, but it's 77.5%. That's a guy who crosses a lot of the ball, so you got to understand that he's not gonna have a really high percentage. I expect that will go up when he's got more intelligent players around him, but he is a guy who's meant to cross, so that's gone down a little bit. But when he can keep the ball, he totally can. I've seen him do that plenty of times before. Shots per game at 0.8, which is like less than 1 a game. Aerials 1 is 0.8 as well, so less than 1 header 1 a game. I suspect we won't see him used in games where we have to do loads of defending. Maybe it'll be someone bigger, more physical or whatever. But I'm excited by this. I'm going to summarise this whole thing. This is a transfer that we should be excited about. This is a transfer that means something. This is a smart, intelligent use of our academy. A smart, intelligent use of our transfer budget. We're shoring up a player that I've not even mentioned yet is homegrown and club trained. We can basically put him in any squad without any detriment at any point to the team balance, which is fantastic. He's also only 22 years old. A player that comes in with Rodri only young as well. We've got a young squad. We keep signing young players. We're developing a squad that cares about this team, that's growing here, and I'm so excited. Angelino is a fantastic player. You should be excited. This is the most exciting transfer for me individually. I'm not saying it's the best or the most exciting or glamorous. Well, I'm saying exciting for me, but I'm saying this is the most emotionally interesting transfer I've seen at City in a long time. It's just fascinating, it's intriguing, and it means the world because Angelino, he's one of our own, He's come back and he should never have left in the first place. Angelino is a City player. He's going to be wearing this next season, bombing forward, and I'm so happy about it. Now, hopefully, I've recorded this video. It better get announced now. I'm recording this now. It's 20 to 6 on a Wednesday. I'm expecting it'll be announced, and I don't make any apologies for recording this before. And I'm going away for a few days over the weekend to Scotland where there's no internet to chill in a cabin, so I thought I'd get ahead of the game a little bit. Angelino, welcome back to Manchester City. Thank you as ever to all these people here scrolling down the side. Rodri might have been announced by now, so there might be a video for that too. Go check it out. If not, go check out the quick one I did for the Atletico Rodri announcement at very least. For now though, he's back at Manchester City. Academy boy has come home and I'm delighted. Welcome back, Angelino. Oh, and PS, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, all that kind of stuff. Get me to 30k in a bit.